Welcome to Optimal Frequency. I'm Grant. Now, I talk to spirits here at my house using a method that I developed where I go to my kitchen sink, I run some water into a bowl, and then I use an artificial intelligence to remove the sound of that running water, and hidden within it are the voices of the spirits that answer my questions intelligently. I've decided after doing some research this morning that I'd like to look into a character that we probably all have heard about, and that's Davy Crockett. Although he didn't like the nickname Davy, he preferred the name David. I could research this guy for weeks, the amount of information out there, his political career, all about his lands, his adversaries in the political arena, presidents and politicians, corrupt governors, you name it, his adventures in the wild. There's all kinds of things that I could look into, but I only have so much time at the sink. I'm going to ask 10 or 12 questions, so I'm going to ask the questions that interest me, which are mainly about his adventures in the wild, hunting, going through as a frontiersman. There's also some discrepancy on how he died. Did he die fighting at the Alamo and took out, 16 adversaries as purported in one scenario? Or did he surrender, or was he captured and then later executed? There's some evidence for that as well. So nobody really knows the truth of how this man died. It's a big controversy. We can go to the sink and we can ask him ourselves, so let's do that and find out. Okay, so I'm standing before my wife's computer. I'm going to use the same setup where I run my microphone from the sink over into this computer, pump it out of that speaker here. I've got this tripod set up and this camera in my hand, which is the Sony camera. I'm going to be facing at the wife's camera. Now last week, or a few days ago when I did the last session, I had this Sony camera at the sink. But a thought occurred to me as I was editing the video that the Panasonic did great over here looking at my wife's computer, yet some of the voices, it seemed a little muffled on the Sony, and I was like, I wonder if the Sony sitting above the sink is just a little too close, and what would happen if I backed it up. So I've got another tripod. This sucker's heavy duty. I guess Gary gave that to me at some point. I've had it down in the basement. She was covered in cobwebs this morning. I've put the Panasonic camera facing into the sink. I'll put the sugar bowl there, of course, run it as you know if you watch this channel. Now this Panasonic camera has something cool on it. Okay, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this right now, but over on this side is a little flip out camera. So right now the screen is just showing a shot of the sink. If I do this flip out camera, it opens up a pop-up window of everything, this camera facing back this way, and then you can turn it. So I can leave this here, I can stand over here, ask my questions, and I'll be captured on the little screen in the corner. So I've backed it up, the whole thing, I don't know, maybe 3-4 feet. 4 feet. Now, I told Jack, where is he? He's chewing on his ball. I told him he's got to be quiet. We're working here. Okay. I've said my prayer of protection. Let's do this. Okay, spirit team, I said my prayer of protection. Are you ready to do this session? Doesn't sound as loud over there. I'm going to go make sure the volume is turned up on those speakers. Okay, can you spirits please say the name of the person I've asked you to bring through? Born on August 17, 1786 in Greene County in East Tennessee, Crockett grew up in a country that was in its infancy and ended up playing a significant role in its survival. One of 9 children born to John Crockett and Rebecca Hawkins, Davy was raised far back in the backwoods and received very little formal education. The fact that Crockett didn't have any book learning didn't stop him from being educated in the classroom of life. His first experience away from home occurred at the age of 12 when his father indentured to him to tend cattle on a 400-mile drive to Virginia to help pay for family debts. He returned after fulfilling the contract, only to run away from home at the age of 13 to escape what he believed would be a harsh punishment after getting into a scrape with another student. Alright, so of course I want to speak to Davy Crockett. Let's jump into these questions, sir. Davy, you were one of 9 children. What was that like growing up in the backwoods of Tennessee? Okay, this is fantastic, this response. It couldn't be any more pertinent, I guess. I'm going to play again the question I asked for him. This is the Panasonic camera we're looking at. I heard it once, and I knew what it said right after hearing it once, so this should make sense. Davy, you were one of 9 children. What was that like growing up in the backwoods of Tennessee? Okay, and then here's where I hear his response right here. So again, it almost fills up the whole available space, and then I start talking over here on the side. This is what he said. Oh, it was great. We all hunted bears. Yes, it was fun. Now, Davy Crockett was renowned as this great bear hunter, and I even have a question coming up that I asked later because he killed so many bears in one year. It's an unbelievable number. So from what he's saying here, oh wow, here come the shivers. Yeah, that's what they did when they were kids. They went off in the woods, they hunted bears. It makes sense. It's crazy stuff. One more time. Guess he loved hunting bears. So you went to work early at the age of 12 driving cattle. Do you think that was too young to be doing a man's work? Did you become a man while exploring, hunting, and fishing in those woods of your birthplace? Ballad of Davy Crockett became a #1 hit in 1955. Have you heard this song? Okay, so I can hear a man's voice, obviously probably answering me over there. I don't know what he's saying, but this is good. That was a thumbs up. Uh, in the song, they claimed you killed a bear at the age of 3. What do you think of that? And so remember, we have to keep our answers short within 5 seconds. I could like hear him talking and talking. But thank you for coming through. Would you come back and live on Earth again? All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right there, kind of at the halfway point. I've got 3 more story sections and like 18 questions I asked them. I haven't edited any of it yet. I've been really impressed with the answers that I did get on this one, like that one about hunting the bears. That, to me, that blows my mind. I'm not impressed with the microphone on the Panasonic camera. In the kitchen, it was being bombarded by the echo, as I just echoed myself in the ear. It was being bombarded with the echo from over my shoulder and the running tap. And as you know, I've done hundreds of sessions with the Sony camera, and it's never too bad, but it just, the audio was kind of washed out. Next time I'll switch it back and I'll do the Sony camera at the sink and the Panasonic over on the other end. But I'm still getting fairly clear answers from the Panasonic. So this is all interesting stuff, and part of the research that I enjoy is like, what sound am I going to get from this new recording device? All right, join us next time for part 2.